I'm delighted to have Tania de Jong back in the studio. Hello, Tania.
Hi, Robert.
Hi. Now, we spoke before about creativity in business. And one of the points that I think we suggested then that we might have a little bit of a further look at is what kind of stifles creativity. So what, in your opinion, what stops a business kind of being creative?
Look, there's many different things, but probably there's a few main ones, and I'll say a number, and then we'll see
sure.
how many there
Fine.
were. One of them is our own beliefs, so our own self-limiting beliefs around our own creativity. So the fact that we might not think that we're creative, and therefore we sort of anything that starts to become around the word creativity or innovation, we think, oh, we're not that, and that's someone else in our business, not us.
Yes.
So we don't take responsibility for it.
Secondly,
Secondly,
we get completely kind of phased by it,
yeah,
frozen by it.
Yeah. Secondly, I think fear of failure obviously stifles people's impetus to try something new. Thirdly, I think that when people suggest new ideas, if they are immediately either laughed at, oh no, that's not going to work, and obstacles are put up, that immediately stops people from. They might try one or two more times, and then they'll stop suggesting ideas altogether. That is a real problem.
Yes,
so in businesses that I work with, a common comment that I hear from people who are at this stage disengaged in the business, they're saying, well, we've tried that before. No, the boss didn't listen. No, look, no one listens to any new ideas around here.
Yes.
So
that's
really
the
death knell.
Sure. So that's calling for a change from the top, isn't it?
It is. I mean, a lot of this is about leadership, and leaders need to find ways to listen to the voices of the people working in their teams, because everyone has something valuable to offer. Yeah. And if you want people to feel a sense of meaning and purpose around being in your business, you have to give them a voice.
And I remember a few times going to meetings and somebody says at the beginning of the meeting, "Look, any idea is a good idea, and any idea will be listened to." I mean, that's setting that kind of context, simple as it is, must be very helpful in that sort of situation.
What's great about this idea? Ask that question instead of, oh, it's not going to work because. Actually, think of 3 great things about the idea before you start finding obstacles.
And tell me, if you've got a business owner who he or she is perhaps typical of that behaviour where they're not really nurturing creativity and they're kind of stamping on it, do you find it's possible to change those people, or is it better to bring an outsider in, someone such as yourself maybe, who's going to kick up a bit of creative dust? What's the best approach?
There's a couple of approaches, I think. One of them would be that, you have to do some self-reflection. If you're not getting creative results, then you have to look at yourself and go, what's stopping me? And maybe as an individual, well, you're getting in the way of yourself, of course, and maybe, work with a mentor to try and, change some of those behavioural patterns that are, in a sense, blocking other people's ownership. Yeah. But then I think bringing in an external person can also achieve that. So you find a new way of operating with your team through a professional who has the capacity to give an external viewpoint of your business, and in some way brings that professional stamp in that area of being an expert on creativity and innovation.
There's more people now moving into that space, isn't there? People that are creativity consultants. I'm not sure if they're necessarily using that exact
or innovation
phrase,
consultants. There are, and I think that people are looking at ways of really. I don't know, I have a friend, who does, brainstorming on steroids, but it's way more than just brainstorming. It's actually going that next step, changing people's paradigm, and actually how do you implement the idea? And is the idea truly implementable? Yes. Does it fit within the budget? Yeah. Who's going to actually resource this idea and make it work? Because it's all very well for all of us to have trillions of ideas, but we actually have to constrain our ideas so that we can turn them into something valuable for the future.
Okay, look, great point to end on. Tania, thank you for joining us. Your conference, I know, is coming up in September.
Yes.
The title of that again is
Creative Innovation 2010.
Creative Innovation 2010, and that's ci2010.com.au.
Perfect.
Great. Tania, thank you very much for joining us again.
Thank you.
Thank you.